I'm on the way to get my hair retightened. So I thought, what better day for me to sit down and talk about my sister lock, inner lock, micro lock, whatever you want to call it, journey. Welcome, guys. My name is Patrice, The.Patrice.Denise. Normally I talk about health and wellness on my channel. I have a saying I like to say, living a healthy, sustainable life, one day at a time, one step at a time. That's what I like to say around my health and wellness content. But yeah, hair can fall under that too. So yes, I have started out as sister locks, but I like to call them micro locks or inner locks now because we did combine some. And I'm on my way to get it retightened. I go every 4 to 6 weeks. This week actually is 8 weeks. Look at those edges, child. Look at those edges. Because I had something happen and I had to miss my last appointment, so I just went ahead and just said, let's thug it out and we'll get it done in 8 weeks. Normally I go every, like I said, 5 to 6 weeks, sometimes 4 weeks if I have like something coming up or something like that. But I want to sit down and talk to you about my journey. All right, we got her done. Yes, sister locks. It was the best decision that I've ever made for my hair. And okay, we will talk about it. We will talk about it in just a second. Give me 1 second until I get to this house and we'll talk about it. But it's been the best decision that I made. It was the best decision that I made for my hair. So my lock journey. So prior to being locked, I was a loose natural. I would say, when did I do the big chop? I think it was right before, that's what it was, yep. Right before I started nursing school. And I started nursing school in 2011. So from 2011 until 2015, I was a loose natural. I did a big chop. I remember one day, you know how when you're growing your hair out, you have the relaxer. So prior to being a loose natural, I had a relaxer. I would do the nice little wraps. I would go to the beautician every 2 weeks and get my hair wrapped. And I would always just get it wrapped. Then I started getting shorter and shorter with my haircut. And then I was like getting tired of it all and just the maintenance of it. And I wanted something different. And then my daughter, who she's 25 or about to be 25 now, I think she was 9. Was she 9? Okay, 2011. I'm just trying to get all these dates together. Yes, she was going to middle school, I believe it was. And she was seeing everybody else with their hairstyles. I had never relaxed her hair. I was getting mine relaxed, and she was seeing everybody else's hairstyles at school, and she wanted to get a relaxer. And a lot of things I do is for my kids. If you are a part of this community and a part of my channel and see things, I do a lot of things for them. So I said, well, I'm telling her that she shouldn't get her hair relaxed, but I'm still getting mine relaxed. So at that point, I said, no, I'm going to go natural. So I started to let my hair grow out and I didn't get a relaxer anymore. And as it was growing out from the relaxed state, you have a little bit of your new growth. And as you're pulling on the new growth, you can see it. And you're like, ooh, new growth. My hair is going to be this long when I big chop it, right? And then it'll just stay that way. I didn't really realize about shrinkage, right? Because I'm relaxed the whole time. So I didn't think about how it's going to shrink up. Well, one day, and it was my husband's birthday evening, and I went in, I just did the big chop, and I came out and I was like, oh my goodness, what did I do? I had a TWA. You know what that is? A teeny weeny afro. That's what they used to say in the natural community. I had a TWA. It was about this long, and I just went with it. So I would wear a headband, or I would I'll try to find a picture. I'll put it up here I remember having that TWA. And so after that I put braids in it. So after that I put braids in it, and I would wear my hair in braids until it grew out. And then I had the loose natural. And the loose natural, I loved being a loose natural. I could do my twist outs. I could do just my puff. I loved it. I loved it until I didn't. Until I got tired of detangling and detangling because it was getting longer and longer and detangling. And I saw somebody with sister locks. And you know how we see them? We see them like this. We see them like this. We don't see them at the beginning because they're probably covering it up too. We see this. This is what we see. And so I was like, oh, I want that. I want that. So November of 2015, I was pregnant. I remember I got sister locks, and it took 29 hours. The young lady, she did it in 2 days. So we did like 14, 15 hours one day and another 14, 15 hours the other day. And we got it done because it could have been a 3-day stretch, but we just wanted to get it out the way. So we did it. I had like 500 and something locks. I remember she counted it was like 570 something. And yeah, I went on by my way, and then I started to question my decision. Because at the beginning of your sister lock, your inner lock, your micro lock, your braid lock, because sometimes people braid theirs in little small braids and start that way too. But you are thinking, what did I do? Because it's not how it's going to be. Your hair, whenever you get locks, your hair, the part will eventually, the lock will eventually spread to be the same size as the part. So, but at first, when you first get it, the lock is real small compared to the part. So I'll try to put a picture up of it, but my hair was very, I would say, spacious, for lack of better words. And I just was like, what did I do to myself? But I had to trust the process. And in a lot of things that we do, we got to trust the process. So I kept going on, and eventually I started to fall in love with my locks and enjoy my locks. I love the state where it was like, that's why I always go like this, if you notice, because I love the state where it was puffy and it was like this and it was puffy. I'll try to put pictures up here. I like that state. I love the state that it's in now because now it's locked, but at that time it was more loose locked. And so I loved it. I loved it at that state. I love it at this state. There's different reasons why I love it at each state I was at. Along the way, I did. So like I said, I started in 2015, and here it is, 2025. So 10 years, going on 10 years in November that I would have my locks. So I did cut them once. So I think that was back in, so I'm going to show you a picture of 2020. So that would be 5 years in. This was October 2020. That was 5 years in. I cut it in 2021. So I cut it back up to here in 2021. And then now, from 2021 until now, it has grown back to here. I have played in color throughout, and I would put like pieces of color throughout. But then here recently, I did dye the ends and have been playing with the colors of the ends. Maintenance wise, like I said prior, I go to my loctician every 4 to 6 weeks, and that's really all I do. To be honest, I did at one time, I did take the sister lock class, and I learned how to retie my own hair, so I can do that. I actually do that for my sister. Her lock, she started her lock journey. I actually started her lock journey by doing very, very, very small twists, and have just retied them ever since. I think she started at the beginning of this year or the end of last year. But yes, so I did take the sister law class, so I know how to do reties. I just don't like to do it myself. During the pandemic, I did do it myself because, what was going on. But it's just holding your arm up like this to do it. It's a lot. But I can retie my own hair, but I choose to go to my loctician, and she does a great job. But maintenance-wise, product-wise, I cannot even tell you guys anything about that because I don't use products. I just spray some oil and water and go about my business. I just simply use oil and water. Oil and water. I did buy this. It's called onion spray. because it said it would give it like gloss and shine and strengthen it. And I spray that in my hair sometimes. But basically, I mix oils in like jojoba oil, grapeseed oil. What other oil? Oh goodness. Just whatever oil I get my hands on, I mix it. Whatever oil is good for your hair that I look and I see it's good for your hair, I mix it in with some water in a spray bottle and I spray. And I spray. I'm very, for styling, y'all know I like to do this, put it up in a ponytail. I'm very minimal with styling. When I'm going out of town or doing something special, I'll braid it to give it and keep it in braids for a couple days. Let it dry, wash it, you let it dry with the braids in, or I might put in some lock loops or some flexi rods or something like that, and go let those stay in, and then I'll take it out or pipe cleaners. Pipe cleaners is also another thing you can twist your hair up with pipe cleaners. I do that as well, and then that's it. I let those stay in, take those out, and that's my style. So I'm very low maintenance with my hair, and yeah, I love it. Sister locks, inner locks, micro locks, whatever you want to call it, has been the best decision ever for me. I literally just shake and go, shake and go, shake and go. Y'all know. Y'all probably like, girl, do something to your hair. I don't. This is what I do. This is what I do. This is what I do. But yeah, so from 2015 until now, this is what I have. I did cut it once, and yeah, I was talking to my loctician here today, and I was like, ooh, I was getting the itch. But I always get the itch around when it's time for me to get a retie of cutting my hair. But now that I got a retie, and I love it again, right? I love my length again. So I want to keep it. I am thinking about dyeing it again to get that reddish color back in there. But we'll see. We'll see. If you have any questions for me regarding my hair, let me know in the comment section below. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit subscribe. We are a community full of just loving on ourselves, loving on others, becoming the best us we can be, one day at a time, one step at a time. Thank you guys. I love you guys, and God bless.